Okay, so I think one of the things that makes things extra special is making a nice sauce to go with, what you're serving. I know some people say a really good steak doesn't need a good sauce. Well, in my book, I think a really good steak can be actually complemented and taken to a whole nother level with a great sauce. Same goes for chicken. And some of the sauces that I do are so quick and easy. So this is a 2-ingredient sauce. We're starting with 1.5 cups of heavy cream that I'm just going to cook on the stove for a little bit until it cooks down. And this is the fun part of this recipe, and it's a little bit of a splurge, but it is wonderful. It is Frangelico. It's a hazelnut liqueur. It comes in the cutest little bottle, doesn't it? Looks like a monk. And boy, it's the most wonderful. Greg said it looks like Aunt Jemima. Well, it's an alcoholic version of Aunt Jemima. But the alcohol is going to cook away, and you're going to be left with the most wonderful flavor. And you can use this, it's great in coffee, but it's also very great in recipes. So I'm going to take about 1/2 cup with our heavy cream, and I'm going to cook that down, keep an eye on it, and I just want it to lightly simmer, and it's going to reduce down until it coats the back of a spoon and gets nice and thick, and it's got a little bit of sweet from the Frangelico and then the richness from the cream. We can put a little salt and pepper in there at the end, and it just makes the easiest ever wonderful sauce, terrific over chicken breast. So we're going to let that hang out and do its thing. And I don't want to, when you heat cream, you have to heat it very, very carefully. You don't want it to boil over, so I just want to keep an eye on that. So Ann, you're in charge of keeping an eye on that, okay? Got her? Okay. Ann just said she's going to keep an eye on the Frangelico. I meant the Frangelico cream mixture there, Ann. Okay, so we're going to bread these chicken breasts, and I thought we'd bread them in something fun to kind of go along with the hazelnuts. I'm doing some finely chopped pecans. So I've just got some chopped pecans that I picked up in a bag at the grocery store, and I just want to chop them up a little bit more. Crush them up a little bit more. I didn't want to buy the ones that were completely crushed though, because those are a little bit too fine. I kind of want a little bit of the nut texture. So this looks about perfect. I've got them in just a plastic bag with the meat mallet, rolling pin, back of frying pan works, and we're going to throw that in with the breadcrumbs. Oops. Ann, you're supposed to watch that. That's okay. And that's what can happen, actually. That cream gets incredibly hot. So we just had a little bit of a boil over, not a big deal. And lesson learned there. It's a live show. So you can just go ahead and we'll put it right back on the burner, and we'll keep a better eye on it, Ann. Actually, how about I keep an eye on it?
Fine. You
stay away from the Frangelico. No, I'm just kidding. Just kidding. Okay. So I'm going to just turn it way down. And just a very, very low simmer is what we're looking for. Told you, heavy cream gets incredibly hot. So basically, I've got a little bit of just plain breadcrumbs, not the seasoned, just dried breadcrumbs mixed in with in the nuts. And you see I've kind of got a breading station going on here. This is really the best way when it comes to breading things to kind of get an assembly line going. It just makes life so much easier. I've got 2 eggs and 1/2 cup of milk. And I want 3 to 4 boneless, skinless chicken breasts. So I'm just going to beat together my milk and my egg. Hey, if you're not doing anything this weekend, I hope you'll come out and see me. I've got a couple different events going on, and it's just a ton of fun. I love meeting you. I'm actually going to be doing a cooking demo at the Fond du Lac Ag Showcase this Saturday. My demo's at 10 a.m. Was there last year. Oh my gosh, it was so fun. They've got lots of different exhibits, tons of great food to try. You'll be able to sample what I'm cooking, and I'm cooking up some spring recipes. So that's going to be 10 a.m. on Saturday in Fond du Lac, the Fond du Lac Ag Showcase. And then on Sunday at 1 o'clock, I'm going to be in Kiel. There's a big home and garden expo, and I'm going to be doing a cooking demo Sunday at 1 o'clock. So I hope you'll come out to one of those or both of those and see me. Should be a lot of fun. Okay, so flour in one dish, beaten egg with the milk in another dish, and my crushed pecans with breadcrumbs in my last and final dish. Now, one other thing I'm going to do is I've got boneless, skinless chicken breasts here, and I'm going to give them just a little bit of a pound just to flatten them a little bit. This way they're going to cook more evenly. I'm going to get rid of that icky chicken plate there. And they'll cook quicker. Chicken breasts are thick in the middle and tend to be more, thin on the, as you get to the ends. So this way it just evens them out, plus it speeds up your cooking time. Especially when you're breading them, I really like to give them a pound. There's nothing worse than cooking chicken and then you cut into it and it's not done in the middle. There's just nothing worse than that. So this really prevents this, and like I say, speeds up the cooking time, and you know me, I'm all about making things a little bit more quickly. Was it just me, or did yesterday feel wonderful? I'm going to heat up a little bit of oil. It felt like with the sun shining in my car, it felt like a little bit of spring. Now I guess we're back to the snow again. It was a short spring. Okay, so now I'm going to start. I'm just checking on the sauce. I'm going to do a little bit more frangelico in there. I can tell it just needs a little bit more, or a lot more. So I'm just going to let that hang out, starting to thicken up a little bit. I'm going to start breading. Heating up some oil, quite a bit of oil in my skillet. I don't want it too hot. I kind of want a happy medium there, and let the breading begin. And I'll move it a little bit closer so that I'm not traipsing this all over the kitchen. So, all right, first thing I'm going to do is I've got my chicken breasts. And you can either season the flour, which I think I'm going to do, or season the chicken. Salt and pepper. Going to keep it pretty simple because I want the flavor of the hazelnut liqueur and the cream and the nuts to, really, it's a pretty simple dish. So I really want to be able to taste that sauce. So into the flour, into the egg, and then into the nuts. And the breadcrumbs. This is something, like I say, you'd pay like 20 bucks for this out at a restaurant. My goodness, make it at home. Serve it with a nice salad, some bread, and the side dish we're going to make in a little bit. That's why I don't want that too hot, because I don't want to burn the nuts. So I'm going to turn it down just a little bit. The zucchini risotto, and treat your family to something special at home. Don't want to overcrowd the pan. These happen to be those wonderful, nice, big Dad's chicken breasts, so 3 fit perfectly in the pan. So if you're going to do a 4th, you don't want to overcrowd the pan. Do it in batches. Okay, clean up our little mess here. Checking to see, Ann said little. It wasn't that bad. I want to check and see how our heavy cream is doing. I Facebooked about Levi over the weekend. Levi, our senior chocolate lab, he is just not liking going out in this snow. It's, deep out there, so it's hard for him to get around. So literally on Saturday, he's giving me the look. He's in the garage, and he's like, oh, really, Mom? After that snow Friday, do I really have to go out there? And I Facebook about it, and I got so many great comments. Some people were like, my dog loves it, but others were like, yeah. The dog just kind of looks at you like, really? Do I have to? Goo, your dog likes going out there, huh? Like Tigger. But it's so deep. I mean, and the Ann's dog's little. What doesn't it, Levi face planted right in the snow. It was pretty funny. I laughed. He wasn't so thrilled with it. But anyway, I've just got some, just want to check on. Do you have that other set of tongs out here, Ann? No? The clean set? I don't want to use the tongs that I touched the raw chicken with. Oh, look at this. This is beautiful. It's getting nice and golden. I'm going to wait and do that one over. This is gorgeous. See, that one is perfect. Whoop, our heavy cream doing its thing, but it's starting to reduce down. Thicken a little bit. At home, you want to do this maybe 5 to 10 minutes until it starts to coat the back of the spoon. I'd like it to be a little bit thicker than that, but we're almost to the finish line. And then I just got some parsley that we're going to dress up this dish at the end. Tarragon would also be really nice with this, just to kind of make it all fancy. Fun week, lots of new shows planned, so I hope you'll watch. When we were watching the Academy Awards last night, I haven't seen one of the Oscar-nominated movies, so I'm like, Ann, let's go to the movies, okay?
Sure. You buying?
Ann says, are you buying? How about this? I'll buy the ticket, you buy the popcorn. I think popcorn's more expensive these days. Okay. All right. Steamed up some asparagus, which is just lovely this time of year. Ooh, this chicken breast looks perfect. This I'm going to give a flip. This one looks just gorgeous on both sides. It's a very quick cook. This is starting to reduce down a little bit. And I'm going to let it cook just a little bit longer because I want it to be just a tad thicker. So then I'm going to top the chicken breast with the sauce, a little bit of the parsley, and man, this is just a delicious new fun recipe to do with chicken. Recipes on the website. You can also pick it up at any area Festival Foods.